beginning, I would suggest that we start with the concept of what is art. We can label art as a narrative or visual interpretation conveying a message. It can usually tell us a story of various interpretations with a unique type of symbolism. Art can show forms of expression to give an idea of what the artist is trying to convey and why he chose that style. Art, many times, is just an image of what the artist felt, but the importance of the piece is what makes the observer feel. The value of art is in the variety of sensations that it can produce on people. Graffiti can be considered as a meaningful expression because this art approaches and instills creativity and hard work and is shown in a lot of public spaces, so it can be seen by lots of people, lots of common people away from the elitist art galleries. In Banksy's style, his graffiti often uses a visual political statement that requires a little further analysis getting onto the meat of the themes, such as anti-consumerism, anti-war, rebellion, economic and social concerns. Banksy, as a street artist, could be modern at any time. His images would have been important during the World Wars, in the times of the concentration camps in Germany and the labor camps in the USSR. Banksy is from these days, but he will never be old-fashioned because violence and wars are always present in our lives. The man throwing flowers instead of grenades is a message of hope, sending hope everywhere, every time. A little girl hoping to fly away to a better world could be an Ukrainian girl living in a basement away from some of her family and listening to bombs night and day, as she could be a Jewish girl separated from her mother in a concentration camp. So, one of Banksy's popular artworks, to begin with, I want to talk about this artwork. It's a little girl with a heart-shaped balloon. Next to the girl, there is an inscription that reads, "There's always hope." You can't see in this image, but it's there. The purpose of this artwork, in my opinion, is that Banksy is reminding us that we must keep on preserving the belief that there is hope. The message of Banksy is that, like, we have to seek a new way of hope and love. The balloon drifting away symbolizes that hope and love, and how we lose our innocence as we grow older and more aware of evil, pain, and suffering, rather than looking at the more optimistic and using the beginner's mind. We become less innocent. We lose that innocence, and I think the balloon represents that. The dove. So in the next image that we have, we can see an armored dove of peace. This artwork is a takeaway from the Palestinian war with the Jews. The purpose of this image is to let people know that peace is in danger with so much violence in the world. The symbolism is very clear because the dove with an olive branch always represents peace. But in this case, the dove is the target of a gunman, and the dove is aware of the danger because it's wearing the vest to protect its life. What Banksy wanted to criticize about this was the peace process in that region. The armored dove is a political message showing us how conflict is inevitable and therefore it needs protection. It illustrates that peace is almost impossible to achieve, and people will have always different views on certain issues indefinitely concerning religious or personal political topics. Consequently, these views can result in people not reaching an agreement because their views are different from one another. So humans will always find these things, to fight over, whether it's prejudiced, selfishness, or ever justified reasons for that action of war or violence or conflict. Banksy might be making this graffiti to discuss the political change and how it can be addressed using purely non-violent methods. With his graffiti, Banksy shows how wars and violence are a threat to peaceful life. Not even the peace itself can escape from violence and guns. We live in a more violent world. Wait. Okay. Um, Another artwork of Banksy concerning the conflict of the Palestinian with Jews is the soldier throwing the flowers. As you can see, the man is with his facial expression and intent showing a warlike pursuit when uh, he's trying to throw like a bouquet. Um, and I think with this intention, as viewers, we can see that Banksy is substituting a rock or a bomb, a grenade, whatever you like to think, by putting a juxtaposition on that. I think what he's trying to, I guess, get across with the viewer is that he's trying to promote the peace rather than violence. And the bouquet symbolizes peace and uses this to convey a lot of social significance, a lot of importance of this matter. So, in the artwork, the boy holding a shovel and paintbrush is standing in front of a giant hole. Banksy painting a false opening probably can say a lot of things, right? It proposes that there could only be like a better political landscape if there was the destruction of the wall, perhaps. By adding children, as you can see, Banksy might be forcing us to highlight that the conflict is affecting the innocent. And the mural might suggest that the blue sky may be a better place on the other side, but like in reality, we all know that it isn't. It's not the case. The purpose of this image is to show the hope for escaping to another world. It's an infant dreaming and like wishing about many things, probably. The symbolism of this image is presented by the girl that is that represents the innocence of a dream and about dreaming of a peaceful world. The girl, as many people would like to escape from that place and from their fate, pretty much in that area because they have no choice, right? Taken, as she is taken by the red balloons that are strong enough to pull her probably to heaven or like to the other side or like somewhere more peaceful. She's trying to get away from the ground, from where she is, where she stands. And the red color is very strong. It calls our attention, right? And it is said that children are, full of hopes and dreams, and we all like, children, how children are would also fly away someday from an unjust world. They get less innocent. They explore the world and how tragic it really is. And it says that what happens now can't give the people the chance to stand it, right? They just can't stand it, right? They want to escape from it. It's like an escapism, right? It would be, I think, wonderful to escape from it in a silence and peaceful way, like pulling from balloons. So this is like a very interesting one. The purpose is to let us know that we are not able to keep on dreaming in this nightmarish world of nowadays, right? The symbolism is the advertiser in red saying "canceled," which is a popular advertising and understood by everyone, right? The expression of the man who has just put on the red symbolism is a sad one and has more papers to stick on other walls. I think with the sad time we're living now, we have to end our dreams because dreams turn into a nightmare for many people who live in an unjust world, such as living with poverty, with wars, and etc. The color red, used into black and white image, can really call our attention. And it seems like very strong and dangerous, as it were sent by like a dictatorship from above. It reminds me of something like 1984, right? With the propaganda, in my opinion. So graffiti is to show how selfish many people are living out of the real world and not really being aware of like the damage they produce. The symbolism of this image is represented by the Christmas tree that is a symbol of happiness and abundance, joy, and a lot of richness, right? The people in the image are surrounded by, are represented by wooden fences that have been built, with the tree trunks, which are I guess the people or whatever, like poverty that has been depredated. But we can see that inside the walls, it seems as though they don't really care. They don't matter on like how people are doing outside that kind of circle, right? They close themselves in while they enjoy their fortune. Banksy has shown us our present way of living with a selfish humanity that doesn't really care of, what happens about, you know, what happens in the world around us. There can be wars, there could be poverty, violence, and they could just enjoy and just shut their doors, not letting, you know, not helping them really.